What's going on, guys? Radio Graffiti here, and today I want to talk to you guys about The Boys Season 5. This is the series finale. It's all done now after this episode. No more The Boys, outside of the spin-offs that are coming. So, did they stick the landing? There's been a lot of talk that this show could end as terribly as Game of Thrones or Stranger Things. Well, let's get into it. This entire season has basically just been a complete waste of time. We spent half the season trying to find the V1, just for Homelander to finally get the V1, and he does nothing with it. He doesn't really act any different at all. So that entire plotline was a complete waste of time. We've been waiting the entire series for Homelander to go scorched earth and just go on a fucking rampage. Nope, we never get it. Remember that scene in Season 2 where he's lasering the entire crowd? Yeah, I've been waiting to see that for the entire series. And I've been very patient this season, thinking, no, it'll come eventually. Nope, it never came. They should have had Homelander go scorched earth in like episode 4 or 5. We should have been dealing with the aftermath of Homelander wiping out cities or doing something for the love of God. Anything would have been better than this ending that we got, which was just a bunch of Vought Rising setup and them just wasting our time with the V1. That's literally been the entire season. What a complete waste of time. It would have been so much more interesting to see the world having to deal with Homelander finally revealing himself. And that's what we've been waiting to see, and the only person Homelander killed this entire episode is a Elon Musk parody. What are we doing here, man? The main man behind the show, Eric Kripke, he just can't focus on just making a good show. He has to make his little jabs here and there at the real world. He can't just focus on making a good TV show. No, that's asking too much of this bald asshole. We have to waste time on stupid shit like this. So the episode starts off with Frenchie's funeral, and they can't even take this seriously. They gotta give us stupid jokes about how Frenchie has seen all their assholes. Good God, man. Because that's just so fucking funny. These writers really love their dick jokes, their immature teenage humor. Because they're going to bring this up some more later in the episode. So yeah, we start off with Frenchie's funeral. Gets ruined by all the stupid asshole jokes. And then Ryan tells Homelander he's a pathetic little bitch, which you think would maybe make Homelander a little more unhinged. If anybody can get to Homelander mentally, it would be his son, but nope. Nothing is going to make Homelander finally snap and go scorched earth. Absolutely nothing that is said to him or happens to him. Even him finally accepting that the people will never truly accept him as a god. Nothing will ever make him snap, apparently. He's always just on the edge of doing it, but he will never actually do it. So, who cares? Oh, and remember Gen V? The whole spinoff they had that was supposed to be something important for the boys? Well, Marie just leaves with the Starlighters. So, basically the show gives you a huge middle finger if you bother to watch Gen V Season 1 and Season 2. Makes me glad I didn't even waste my time with Season 2, because turns out the entire spinoff was just a complete waste of time. These characters meant nothing for the show. And while I'm not saying Marie should have went in there and straight up 1v1 killed Homelander or anything, their characters mean absolutely nothing for this show. 2 seasons of television, setting up this powerful soup, who does nothing with her powers, doesn't kill a single fly. So Sage goes up to Kimiko, taunting her about how Frenchie was her pet. She gets pissed off and blasts Sage, which makes her lose her powers. What a complete useless, stupid-ass character who meant absolutely nothing for the series. Just a complete waste of time. I can't think of anything significant she did in the entire series. The smartest person on Earth. And then the boys have another plan to go kill Homelander. Ashley ends up helping out the boys. So the boys sneak in and they kill O-Father extremely easily. Like, MM had some fucking crazy ass luck that as soon as O-Father was about to use his powers, he put the little stupid gag ball thing in his mouth and it blows his head off. It's really that easy just to kill him? Just right at the exact second he's about to use his powers. Puts the ball in his mouth. Boom, his head pops. Well, that was incredibly easy. Oh Father meant pretty much nothing for this season as well. The whole Homelander as a god storyline went nowhere. This entire season was a complete waste of time. Nothing came from this whole, oh, we want you to accept Homelander as god. What a stupid storyline. Complete waste of time. It was also extremely boring as well, but oh Father, the actor did a really good job portraying him. She seemed like he was having a blast playing this role, so good for him, but yeah, his whole storyline could have been cut out entirely. Could have just been an email. So the Deep has his fight with Starlight, and I'll give the show props. They did this pretty well. If anybody should kill the Deep, it should have been Starlight. Not Homelander. From the very first episode, Starlight has had every reason to want to kill the Deep. And she kind of gets her win by blasting him out into the ocean, and then all his little sea creature buddies murder him. So glad this guy's finally dead. What a complete brain-dead moron. And now that all that's done, we've killed off Oh Father and the Deep, who have just been wasting your time all season with their boring-ass storylines. Now let's get to what we're all actually here for. The only reason anybody ever tunes into this show. For the Homelander and Butcher showdown. It starts off with just Homelander versus Butcher. Kimiko basically just stands there for most of the fight. Somehow these guys get blasted by Homelander's lasers. Multiple times. Keep in mind, this is Homelander with V1. So he should be even stronger. Somehow his lasers don't just rip Kimiko or Butcher in half. Like, even with Kimiko's healing, she still should have at least been lasered in half. And I don't know how the hell Butcher survives as long as he does in his fight with Homelander. He just has tentacle powers. He has no super healing or durability, nothing. But fuck it, whatever. If you ignore all that, the fight's pretty cool. And then Homelander tries to fly away, but Ryan stops him. He just comes out of nowhere. Which is pretty cool, seeing Ryan and Butcher teaming up against Homelander with Kimiko only doing basically one thing the entire fight, which takes her a while. And of course, Kimiko blasts him with her Soldier Boy powers. And here it is. Homelander is depowered. Butcher has his crowbar, just like in the comics. And once Homelander is depowered, Butcher just knows he's already won. I like that Butcher is the one that kills Homelander. I just wish they didn't have Homelander beg like a little bitch. And remember what I said earlier about their stupid teenage humor? Well, it comes up here too. Homelander tells Butcher, I'll suck your dick. I'll eat your shit. What are you doing? What? I mean, yes, the show has said the entire time Homelander is just a pathetic worm. I understand that. The only reason he was ever feared or powerful is because of his powers. But in his final moments, to make him such a begging, sniveling little pussy. What the hell, man? What a great way to ruin your main villain. The whole reason anybody's even tuned in for this show as long as they have. Anthony Starr as Homelander. Absolutely fantastic performance, as always from him. It's just, why do you gotta make him such a little bitch when he goes out? Just no dignity at all, and the entire world just happens to see this. When Butcher and them come into the White House, they're filming some message for the world, and it just so happens the camera falls, and it lands right where it needs to, with Homelander and Butcher fighting. Realistically, it would have just been like aimed at the wall or something. Some random spot where you can't see nothing, but nope. It's a perfect shot. Isn't that convenient? So yeah, Homelander's dead. He gets a brutal death where Butcher uses a crowbar to bust his head open. Which is good that Butcher is the one that kills him. If they had anybody other than Butcher kill Homelander, I would have been telling you this is a complete BS, but I'm glad they let him do it. That's what they've been teasing up the entire series. So at least they delivered there. So now you're kind of just like, well, now what? Well, they go home, and Ryan rejects Butcher. Says he wants nothing to do with him. For some reason, Terror is dead. I really have no idea why or how he died. He's just kind of laying on the floor. Nobody really says what happened to him. I thought maybe he got in the trash and ate some chocolate again or something. I don't know. I didn't see any chocolate wrappers. Maybe I missed something, but somehow Terror is dead. So Butcher takes the virus, realizing that he has nothing left to live for. Tara's dead, and Ryan doesn't want him. He's gonna go unleash the virus, and for some reason he has to wait. He says because he wants all the soups to clock in to Vought Tower, which makes no sense because, like, if you just unleash the virus, like you said, it will go all around the world after a couple of days. So regardless of when you do it, you've already done what you wanted to do. You don't need the building full of soups. The virus will hit them anyway, so it makes no sense why you're waiting. You're only doing this because the writers are fucking stupid. And Huey has to kill Butcher. That's the only reason he's waiting. And how am I supposed to be on Huey's side through all this? Huey is such a bland, goody two-shoes ass, boring character. I don't give a shit about Huey anymore. He hasn't been interesting in several seasons. Really, season 1 was like the last time I cared about Huey. Butcher is a far more interesting character. And he's not wrong. Vought will just come up with another Homelander. You have to exterminate all soups. So how am I meant to root for Huey in this situation? Huey's wrong, and Butcher's right. Sure, it's kind of terrible, the whole, soup genocide thing, but, I mean, he's not wrong. The world will never be normal as long as there's soups there. The whole huge problem with this world, and the boys' universe, is the soups. It's Vought. Sure, there's some good ones, but as dangerous as this show has portrayed them to be, I'm on Butcher's side here. But yeah, Butcher's dead. He gets shot because he can't stop thinking about his fucking brother, Lenny, which is just complete BS. Butcher could have still released the virus even after getting shot. But it was satisfying seeing Butcher kick Huey's ass. Because, fuck Huey. So now that that's all over with, Homelander's dead, Butcher's dead, Ryan is with Mother's Milk, which makes no sense to me, because as Ryan even had one single line of dialogue with MM throughout this entire series, that's pretty random. And Starlight is pregnant. She's working at Huey's audio shop, and they named their kid Robin. What the fuck? Robin, for those of you who may have forgotten, is the name of Huey's girlfriend who gets murdered by A-Train. Look, dude, I get it. I guess I get it. But this is kind of weird. Like, imagine telling your girlfriend, who's now pregnant with your child, hey, can we name the baby after my ex-girlfriend? That's kind of weird. And then Starlight goes to go fight some guys while she's pregnant. Yeah, that's gonna do really good for the baby, Starlight. Your baby's gonna have fucking brain damage from all the shaking and moving. From you just flying all over the place, getting into battle. What a terrible idea. You're already starting off as a terrible mother, Starlight. So yeah, that's the Boys series finale. That's how it ends. Aren't you guys glad you stuck with this show as long as you did? Aren't you satisfied? Oh, and if you're wondering what happened to Soldier Boy, he's just chilling in his freezer, I guess. I don't know. I guess Vought's gonna get him again. I don't know when we'll ever see him again. Maybe a spinoff. I don't know. I thought that was supposed to be a prequel. But I guess we'll find out when Vought Rising comes out. So Soldier Boy's character only returned this season so they could set up his spinoff, and he can give Homelander to the V1, which makes no sense. They didn't even do a good job with that. It makes no sense why Soldier Boy would give Homelander the V1. Because literally, in that episode, he says, you don't deserve to live forever. And then a scene or two later, he gives Homelander the V1 because of Stormfront. We don't even know what Soldier Boy's relationship is with Stormfront, and we don't really care. This doesn't justify giving him the V1. So that character was a complete waste of time as well for this season. And like I said earlier, it can't be overstated how much of a disappointment it is that Homelander never goes scorched earth this entire season. Remember in season 3 when he's telling Starlight how if the Flight 37 video got released, he would just go ape shit and just wipe out New York and all this other crazy shit he's gonna do? Basically shut down the planet. Yeah, we get nothing like that throughout this entire season. That's what we should have been focused on this season. Homelander basically becoming an actual god himself by just wiping out a city or two, just committing absolute savage murder. That is what we've been wanting to see. But I guess they don't have the budget for that. Somehow, Amazon, one of the richest companies in the world, who has spent like $1 billion on a Lord of the Rings show, doesn't have the budget for that, for their final season of The Boys, one of their biggest TV shows. So yeah, that's about all I've got to say for The Boys Season 5, I've already reviewed every episode, so I've already been complaining about it since the season started. And that's all I got to say for the series finale. This season sucked, and the show's probably going to hurt its reputation by how lame the past 2 seasons have been. In my opinion, Season 1 is still the best season. Season 3, it's up there just because of the whole Soldier Boy thing. Then after that, I don't really care how you rank it. All I know is this season was pretty lame. Should have been much more post-apocalyptic. Should have been much more intense, but no, we gotta waste our time on stupid subplots with Oh Father and the Deep. So yeah, what did you guys think about The Boys series finale? Were you satisfied with it, or do you think it was kind of disappointing? It did have some satisfying moments, like Butcher being the one to kill Homelander, and Starlight versus the Deep. Those were all pretty satisfying moments. But the rest of it, not so much. You also gotta love how the show just randomly remembers this episode, that Ryan exists. They've been ignoring him for like half the season. Now all of a sudden they care about him again. They really had no story to tell this season, did they? They had no story to tell. Anyways, that's all I got to say for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.